let me explain why I give Ford a thumbs down. It's not because Ford's truck is not good. Ford makes a really good truck. Actually, they probably make one of the best trucks out there in terms of heavy duty trucks. The reason why I'm giving them a thumbs down is because back in early 2019, Chevy, Ford, and Ram all unveiled or refreshed their new truck. And they were the only truck to not go over their performance numbers or their tow numbers. They decided to wait. Now, just a few weeks ago, they went on ahead and unveiled that their truck now has 400, and this is for the 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel, 475 horsepower class leading and 1,050 pound-feet of torque. Back in early January, February, when they unveiled these trucks, I guarantee you that Ford probably came in at about 950 on the pound-feet of torque, and when they found out that Ram was going to do 1,000 pound-feet of torque, they decided to hold off. Same thing goes with the gas motor. Now, they did come out with a 7.3 liter gas, which is a beast. That's a big boy engine. It's bigger than a diesel. And now this engine is going to have 430 horsepower, which is class leading, and 475 pound-feet of torque. Chevy actually came out with theirs back earlier this year, and it had 401 horsepower and 464 pound-feet of torque. So that's why I'm giving Ford a thumbs down. I mean, at the end of the day, these numbers are all marketing schemes. I mean, at the end of the day, you don't need 1,000 pound-feet of torque, or even 1,050 for that matter. But this truck I'm sitting in now is a 2019 Ford F250. It has 935 pound-feet of torque, and in my opinion, that's more than enough power for this truck. I mean, this truck is powerful. I mean, it almost feels a little bit quicker than my Ram does, but I want to hook up my trailer. I don't know if you guys can see it in the frame here. I think you can see it. My truck's right here. I don't know if my goose ball is going to fit in here, so I'm probably going to give you guys blue balls if it doesn't. So unfortunately, we're going to hopefully hope it does. And if it does, we're going to hook up. We're going to see how much it squats. Full disclosure, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I never hold anything back from you. I did add about almost 1,000 pounds of water to my trailer. I filled up my gray tanks. I have 2 of them, which is about 70 gallons, and I have my black tank filled with water too. I normally put a bunch of like Clorox and stuff, and I fill them completely, and I drive down the road to kind of like let that sit in there for about a week or 2, and then I'm going to dump it out when I get to a campground. I do that just to kind of, I guess I could use sanitize those tanks, just to kind of like break down anything that's left over. But I just want to let you know that because my truck's actually squatting a little bit more than normal, and this truck may squat a little bit more too. So I wanted to be honest with you guys and say, hey, there's a lot of water in my tanks. So you're going to probably see about 3,200 pounds of pin weight on these trucks today. Let's get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and back up. I need to straighten up a little bit more, but in order to see the bed camera, all you have to do is hit this button here. This truck is actually pretty easy to use. I've never done this before with a Ford, so yeah. And you do have guidance lines. You can zoom in. I like that they still give you the guidance lines when you zoom in. The only problem with this screen is that the resolution is kind of wonky. But to be fair, the sun is like literally right behind us. And of course, I'll show you guys, you know, a measurement really quickly because I do have my tape measure today. And that way you guys can kind of see how much it squats here. So let's go ahead and hook up and we'll go from there. It's 44 on the money. All right, so what do you guys think? I mean, this is definitely squatting pretty good. But keep in mind, this is about 3,000 to about 3,200 pounds of pin weight on this truck. So this is gonna be an F250.
so you're gonna have a lot less payload. This truck does not have overload leaf springs either, so overall it's sitting pretty level, but I think it's squatting just a little bit now. Wow, I'm really glad I got to do this, because Ford, I've heard, is probably like the best when it comes down to handling like heavier pin weights. And yeah, it's definitely squatting some. Let's go ahead and take a look at the measurements to see how much it squat. So as you guys can see, it's just at 41. So it was at 44 when we started, so it dropped about 3 inches. That's not bad. So basically it is riding at level height. 3 inches about level. So, and the ground that we're on right now, it could be just the way it's sitting. And to be completely honest with you, it could be just a little bit more pin weight than that, because those tanks are like, but look where the piping is. So those, at least 2 of the tanks are up closer to up front. The other tank is probably about right in the center here, because that's the piping that goes, if you can see this piping that goes up like that, that's my kitchen gray tank. That's where it's at. So, I mean, hey, I mean, this is a lot of pin weight on a, you know, for a trailer like this. I mean, this is about 1,000 pounds of weight added to this trailer. So I'm probably about 13.5, 13.6, give or take. But yeah, this truck looks really good in front of my trailer though. Let's take a look at the front end.
All right, so we definitely have to do a 90-degree turn, obviously. Take a look at the mirrors. I just adjusted them. They're pretty nice. You can actually push them out with a push of a button. And what I like about these mirrors the best is that you can stop them every step. Like, you don't have to like, they don't just go all the way out. You can actually like really fine tune how you want them to sit. I like that they do that, and when you hit the button, it does both of them too. So I'm just kind of like really seeing that perfect spot. Honestly, you don't even have to push them out. They're really good tow mirrors. So if you're towing like a wide body fifth wheel, you probably would have to push them out a little bit, but pushing them out, you don't really have to. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this 90-degree turn. I'm just gonna turn in like this. One thing I mentioned, I like how small the C-pillar is. This C-pillar is smaller, so I feel like I have more like visibility of what's happening with this truck. I like that. Let me stop because I don't know where I'm at. Hold on one second. All right, so I just checked, and I'm actually further away than it looks. So I'm gonna turn in a little bit more. Let's go all the way. All right, that should be good there. I have a few more inches, not much, but there's a little bit more to go. So let me show you guys what it looks like on the outside when I back up just a little bit more.
All right guys, so this is as close as I would get for comfort. I don't believe I could turn in to make a 90-degree turn. So that's still not bad. I mean, look how much you're turned in. I mean, you're definitely, let me close this door. I mean, you wouldn't really get this close unless you absolutely had to get the trailer in where you needed to go, but it's not bad though. I mean, take a look at that. That's probably about 83 degrees. So it's about the same as my Ram. You're definitely able to get this into some pretty tight spots, so not a bad test. I gotta tell you, I like this truck though. If you look at the tailgate to like the lower basement area here, you do not have as much as you would have on the Ram, and this tailgate is a lot heavier too, so keep that in mind if you are looking at a truck. Now this does have an off-road package. I don't think that would affect how this truck is squatting, but overall the truck is definitely squatting, you know, for the most part. If I ever have a chance, one day I'll have to do a video driving a used one. That way you guys can get my opinion on how well this truck tows, but I can't tow this truck because it's new. One thing I do like that Ford does is it does give you some trailer options. You can actually use the blind spot monitoring for your trailer. That is pretty cool. You can do, let's go into, I've never done this before, so we're learning kind of together. Now, it's saying that there's no trailer active, although there is. I do have it plugged in. I mean, you can change trailer settings. You can rename a trailer. You know, as I mentioned, you can change the blind spot measurement. I guess you could just get a tape measure and just measure down the trailer. You can add the blind spot, change brake type, change brake effort, and you can do low, medium, high with that too. So just keep going down. You can delete a trailer, change trailer setup, then it takes you back up to the top. This is a really good contender, obviously, in the truck world. I mean, as I mentioned before, I'm hating on Ford only because Ford makes such a good truck. They don't have to be class leading in everything because, truthfully, I do like the way this truck feels. I mean, these are the most comfortable seats. Let me just push back this lumbar support a little bit. Oh wow, it's already all the way back. These seats are definitely pretty comfortable. I won't say they're more comfortable than my Ram, but they definitely feel comfortable. The cooled seat settings work really well. I may do a fuel economy run in this truck today too if I have time, but overall, like I said, this is a really, really nice truck. I mean, 935 pound-feet of torque is it's ridiculous. I mean, that's so much power, and you can really feel it too. I mean, this truck, it feels lighter on its feet compared to what I have. That's probably why it feels a little bit quicker than my truck, but it is pretty quiet. It definitely has a really nice fit and finish. Hopefully they will update this for the 2020. I haven't really done a lot of research on the truck, but I'm hoping when they start hitting the dealerships, I will start doing more videos on the weekends for you guys so I could try to get more Ford knowledge under my belt. But like I said, this truck is definitely a good option if you are in the market. I mean, it's definitely squatting. It's probably squatting about the same as my truck, I would say. Everything does feel pretty tight. Like when I have the trailer hooked up now, I don't really have brakes on it. I could tell that it has low end torque, you know, in this diesel. It definitely feels really nice. I mean, this is just a really nice truck overall, and I'm really excited to like see and feel how the new Power Stroke does drive. I mean, they've done some updates to the engine, which I always like to see it. You know, when Ram did 1,000 pound-feet of torque, they really did do a lot of things to the turbo, to the compression, to just, I mean, the fuel system, and they did the exact same thing on the Ford. They just really updated a lot of the engine, the turbo, the fuel system, all that stuff to really make it handle that 1050 pound-feet of torque. Let's go ahead and unhook. Hope this was helpful for you guys. Planning to do a drive in this truck also, so stay tuned for that.